Hello, all you thoughtfully made people out there. It's Courtney Morrison with Made Architecture and Design, and I'm back, but not with another week in review. This is a 2025 year in review, and so I have put out a number of week in review videos that covers what I do in and out, day in and day out in a week, and so it kind of covers stuff in the in detail and nitty gritty. And I didn't really want to get into that level of nuance for an entire year in review. So what I decided to do was something that we'll do as a family sometimes around the dinner table with our 7-year-old daughter, which is a highlight, a low light, and a grateful for. And then I'll look forward to 2026 at the end. And so that's what I have here. That's my structure: highlight, low light, grateful for. So let's get into it. So in 2025, one of my biggest highlights is reciprocating work with a general contractor who I've been working with. He's based out of East Cobb. We got connected maybe at the end of 23 or beginning of 24. I can't remember exactly how we got connected. And he'd been sending me some leads and referrals and work. And I've enjoyed working with him, and I've enjoyed working with the clients that he's sent. And so I really wanted to, hold up my end of the deal and be able to send work back to him. And so in 2025, I had a couple of clients sign on with him. And so that feels great that I'm holding up my end of the relationship, and I'm feeding him work and he's feeding me work. And I'm really excited about where that's been and where that's going and the relationship that he and I are building together. So that's really exciting. And then second is I had a client return to me for their second project in 2025. Now, these are friends who own an HVAC subcontracting company, and I've known them for a long time. And I did their first headquarters space, and we did that 18 or 24 months ago. They've outgrown it, and they purchased a new building, and they came back to me to help them with the new building. And so that's really exciting to be trusted a second time around with the project, because really construction is hard, and relationships can really go south because there's a lot of time and money and energy and things on the line when you build something. And so I'm really excited and thrilled that they would be willing to call me for the second project. And the second project is really cool. I've posted some reels and photos and thoughts about it. They have this existing structure that's it's concrete roof and floor, and it's just a derelict building, but they're really rehabbing it, and it's going to be great for their business moving forward. So I'm excited to serve them again. Third highlight is the pizza restaurant calling me for work. So when I graduated college in 2009, it was in the depths of the 07, 08, 09 recession. There were no jobs to be had, and I had a friend who had put himself through college. He was also an architecture student who had put himself through college working at this pizza restaurant. And through him, I did some side work with him for the owners of the pizza restaurant. And they were always very fair to me and treated us well, and I enjoyed working with them. So I obviously left that job and moved on with my career. But now, fast forward 15 years, they're ready to do some work at their restaurant, and they called me. And so that just was a huge honor to be able to go back and serve them and help them in their business and things like that. So really an honor to do that, and I've enjoyed working with them and doing this project over the second half of 25. So on to lowlights. I talked about this in a week in review, and if I can figure out how to do it, I'll link to that video where I talk about this. But I fell for an email phishing scam that cost me $5,000, and it was money solicited under the false pretense of being for a historic review board meeting. And so I paid it. That money is gone, and obviously just throwing $5,000 out the door because I didn't pay attention is disappointing, right? So that is definitely a low light. Second low light is just looking at the financial numbers of the business overall. The revenue's down a little bit, about 3%. So, that's not great, but the gross profit is also down. And so I'll talk more about the reason it's down. Am I grateful for, actually? Because I'm grateful for the reason that it's down. But, when as a business owner, when you're looking at your financial metrics, you never want to see, the revenue down or the profit down. So that's like I said, that seeing the numbers is a low light. The reason the profit is down is a grateful for. So we'll move into the grateful fors. So in this business, it goes without saying that we are grateful for our clients. If we don't have clients, we don't have a business. I don't feed my family, whatever it is. And so I am grateful for the clients who in 2025 trusted me with their projects. And so we did some great work for some great people over the course of the year, and I'm excited to see many of those projects coming to fruition now. A lot of them are under construction here at the beginning of 26, and so that is great. So if you are a client watching this and you trusted me with your work, thank you very, very much. It was an honor to do work for you and with you. And then second, grateful for is my project architect in Chicago. And so I'll rewind a little bit for that story as well. So when I was working for a big firm here in Alpharetta, we were doing mixed use and multifamily work, and I was there through COVID. So COVID hit, they laid a bunch of people off, but my team, we didn't lose anybody, and we were crazy busy. And so in order to help us from a staffing perspective, they loaned us people from other offices. Well, one of the people who came onto my team was a project architect out of Chicago. He was great. I really enjoyed working with him. Very thorough, very sharp, asked great questions, and he and I worked really well together. Well, I left that job in 21 to start Made Architecture and Design, and we didn't really keep in touch. But at the end of 24, he left that firm and was looking for work, and I saw that on LinkedIn, so I reconnected with him. And I said, hey, I probably have some work if you want to do a little bit of side work while you're looking for, your next opportunity. And he said, sure, that'd be great. So he worked with me for a month or two, and we worked really well together. Like I said, he's a great architect. But what I didn't know is that his wife is actually a licensed architect as well, and she was working part-time for a big firm, for the same big firm that he had just left. And so she was ready to leave the big firm, and he needed to go find gainful employment to support his family. And so they talked to me and asked, could she take over his workload for me? And I said, sure, let's give it a shot. And so she came on at the end of 24, beginning of 25, and she stayed with me all through 25 as a contract employee. And man, that has been awesome. She is great, and I really, really enjoy working with her, and I'm very, very grateful that she stuck with me through the year, and I'm grateful that we have a good workflow now, and I think understand each other and are working really well together. And so paying her is the reason the gross profit is down, but I have to look back at that and say, man, I didn't start this business so that I could grind away for 60, 70, 80 hours a week just sending work out the door. And so I know paying her, spending that money was an investment in actually my time with my family and really in the growth trajectory of my business. And so I could do what maybe many solo entrepreneurs do and kind of, drawing close and say, well, I got to keep it for myself, but really trying to look at it and understand that getting some help was a worthwhile investment. So very, very grateful for her and her participation in the business, and looking very much forward to continuing to work with her in 2026. So on to the looking forward in 2026. So the biggest thing we're working on here at the beginning, like I said, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's coming in the future. I know kind of where I think we would like to go, but I am working through a strategic plan here and now. So my business mentor, who I've been meeting with regularly over the past 2 years, I've known him for a long time, but we've really dug in on the business the past couple years, has challenged me to develop a strategic plan. So I have been working on that, did some research on what it is. I looked at Dave Ramsey, I've chatted with Perplexity, and so right now I've got a rough draft of what a strategic plan for me and my business looks like for 2026. And so we're going to do our best to implement that and work the plan. It's got some key performance indicators in there that, some check boxes of, are we doing these tasks that help us meet these goals? And we have some bigger ticket items of where we think we may need to spend some money in 2026, perhaps buying some new technology, including a new computer, perhaps an iPhone for some 3D scanning, perhaps switching software packages, and then also thinking about our software package and the workflow that we have. So currently running on Revit LT, which doesn't allow plugins, and so what I really would like to do is be able to do photorealistic renderings for clients, because I feel like one of the challenges I have is that because I don't currently have the capability to do that, or at least not easily, is that I'm not getting clients on board with the risk to do more creative projects and solutions because I'm not able to represent them well. I can talk about them, I can think about them, and sometimes I can even represent them two-dimensionally or whatever it is. But I feel like a rendering capability would encourage them to take more risk on more creative solutions. And so really thinking through how to implement that. And so I'd be curious if you guys have a workflow, if you're a small firm architect and you have a workflow that works for you. I'd love to chat with you in the comments below. Kind of tell me what your workflow is. Are you using Revit or SketchUp or Rhino or whatever you're doing? I would love to hear it because we're trying to evaluate what's going to be best for us going forward and how we're going to be able to win more work and serve our clients better and ultimately work out more creative solutions for our clients as well. So that is all I have for the year in review video. I appreciate you guys following along. If you have any questions about who we are, what we do, how we do it, or why we do it, leave them in the comments below. I would love to interact with you guys there, perhaps address a question or a comment on a future week in review. So that's all I've got for now. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. In the meantime, y'all be particular.